Obviously, we are going over the dev stream that happened on Monday. The what?
No, well, no, it's just merely we could make a joke about dev streams because we're actually getting pretty good when they would come out on Friday. We would watch them, record this, and it comes out the following Monday. This is the latest it could be because it came out a week before this episode's coming out, but this is when we got to do it.
So. So, dev stream 155. So, dev stream dusting. TennoCon is July 17th. And sadly, Loz and I are not going to it, but we will be watching.
We are going to it digitally.
That's not a thing. That's not a thing.
Loz, you're the only one that's digital right now.
I know.
Yeah.
Soon all shall be digital, like me.
Why? Are you going to buy everyone Valve indexes?
No.
I'm not going to say no.
Yes,
I'm not going to say no.
Well, no, I wouldn't, because there's potentially, like, they're going to announce a new one soon, so, no.
What, during E3?
Maybe, who knows?
On a random tangent, have you heard that Nintendo is supposed to be announcing the Switch Pro pre-E3?
Yes. I haven't been waiting for this for years. Literally ever since the first bloody thing came out.
When everyone stuck inside and like, well, I might as well just play on my PC. Anyway, right.
I committed to the wait.
Gara Prime is live on all consoles, but you know that. The Warframe subreddit reached. I was going to say hit and reached at the same time. Reached 500,000 members.
Sweet.
A more comprehensive policy has been released to tell fan artists what they can and cannot actually sell if it has Warframe content in it. This should actually encourage smaller artists to sell their merch by spelling out what is and isn't allowed by the copyright.
Has anyone actually had a look into that? See what it is like? What's it specified?
No, but I'm actually really interested, and I actually quite like this because a lot of bigger companies, they keep it like really vague and like they'll just randomly crush things.
Yes, when they see it, yeah.
You know, like what was the oh god, there was one thing recently where a ROM website was suing Nintendo because Nintendo was caught using the ROMs that they were hosting on their website to resell their own games.
Yeah, it's a bit of a weird thing, that I remember this. I think it was on the NES anniversary, like little pocket thing, little plug-in thing. And they looked into the Mario Brothers 1 ROM, and it wasn't even the original one from Nintendo because it actually had a fix, which was done by somebody who actually put his name in it or something. It's like, wait, that's my fix, you know? So.
Yeah. That actually had a massive backlash, though, and the guy ended up having a horrible fine or something like this.
Yeah, because it's a very massive grey area because he's adding to their intellectual property. I still think there's something in it, but, you know, it's a massive grey undiscovered area, you know.
Well, it's like, you know, who can pay for more lawyers?
Yes, that's the main thing, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah.
I would have just taken it as like a point of pride that, you know, Nintendo didn't have their own thing, they just took yours, you know.
Yeah.
Moving on.
New official merch will be released with TennoCon, including the already previewed Floof toys, a new T-shirt, and statuettes.
Yes.
I don't remember them saying this.
Oh, yes. They're like statuettes. They're like statues, but smaller. And they'll include one that looks like the Excalibur Noggle.
Yes.
Yes.
Oh god, yeah.
I must buy this. Clem Noggle.
Loz loves his Noggles.
Clem Noggle.
He's got 27 clams. He says he doesn't have any, but he actually has 27. He's gonna get rid of all the clams and replace them entirely with Excaliburs.
Do you see this? Right. This is actually almost picture perfect to my orbiter. You see in the background? Do you see Noggles? You see Noggles?
No.
No Noggles.
Because you have them behind the camera.
Yeah, Noggles are very small and out of the way.
Discovered my secret. If I turn the camera around, there's just Noggles everywhere.
Anyway,
it's like any streamer's bedroom.
Yeah.
It's like there's a clean path. That's the port view of the camera, and everything around that is a complete mess. And I'm not gonna lie, I may have have this happening right this very second. You might not be
It's
able
like
to see the mess.
The Simpsons Homer when he got thin. And he's got it all clipped up behind his back.
Yeah. Anyway, right. This is a Parvos update. This update will be released before TennoCon, so before July 17th. There will be a dev workshop coming before this update because it will be coming with the melee and the gun balance update that will slightly nerf melee and provide a large amount of upgrades and mods for guns. This change is built around the Steel Path stats, balancing the changes for the highest base level of the game's missions rather than the lowest. Many of the new mods will apparently also drop from Steel Path missions. Oh, that's what they were banging on about during Arbiters.
Oh.
Yes. That's what we were banging on about during Arbiters.
That is what you were banging on about during Arbiters, which will go out 2 days ago. Yes.
But so can we just cover this point? That
Yeah,
I just think it's so stupid. It's like, right, we need to make guns work in Steel Path, because what happens in Steel Path? Oh, the melee meta just dominates everything. Oh, okay, what can we do?
Yeah.
Well, we'll put some interesting new mods in that provide all these extra damage bonuses for guns. Great, that'll be great. So we'll let people get them so they can do Steel Path with guns. No. We'll put them on the Steel Path so that you go do the Steel Path, complete the Steel Path, and go, oh look, I got some mods that might have been useful to complete Steel Path with.
I'm not opposed to this. Because otherwise it's like, oh, we're giving you your top level raid gear before you actually start doing raiding. I'd much rather the sensation of, I've done this, I'm being rewarded for the thing I'm doing.
Right, but I prefer having something to use my magical thing on instead of just going, yes, I have received the Demon Slayer 10,000, the ultimate weapon that one-shots everything in the game, and now there's no content for me to use it on.
I don't disagree with you, but at the same time, it's all about checks and balances. Like right now, we go do anything in the normal star chart, and we utterly destroy it. Like I remember when I first picked up Hildren.
Oh, I wish I had a clock. There you go.
No, stop it.
Oh, I do have a clock.
Picking on me.
Sweet.
You're picking on me. It's not on your wrist.
Yeah,
anyway.
It is. You can't see this digital amazingness that's right here. I got time. You're right. Go.
The Emperor's
My point is, when I actually picked up Hildren for the first time, I never had to use your abilities because I was just slaughtering everything in Fortuna, right? And I still feel disconnected from Warframes like Hildren that came out. I have no idea how to play them.
That's a fair point, but hey,
only
if you want to think about the difference on this update, I'm actually more interested in what they say about the changes, because rather than just the mods, the thing that holds up melee weapons is all the systems behind them, like the combo counter, like follow through, like all of these other things. So if they're giving actual changes to primary and secondary weapons,
I didn't think they were. I thought they were doing a melee nerf, and then they're buffing those through mods.
Well, they said through mods, but they also did say upgrades. That's why I put it in quotes in the thing. There's going to be primary and secondary upgrades and mods. So they're doing changes that don't just rely on mods.
Oh, okay. Well, maybe that's the thing. I thought it was entirely the buff on the gun side was just going to be some mods. So if there's these upgrades coming, we'll see. Okay.
That's why I'm cautiously hopeful. I'm kind of thinking if there are actual changes to primary and secondary weapons, they'll probably never be as in-depth as I actually want them to be, but very few things ever are.
Do you want to move on? Do you want to? Okay.
We got lots to cover.
With the update, a mini quest for the Vent Kids in Fortuna called Wave Rider. There will also be a digital comic with contribution from fan artist Chicken Draws Dogs, who has been featured on 10 o'clock several times.
Have they been a guest on 10 o'clock yet?
No, I have yet to be able to get them on.
Because I remember their art, which is weird. I remember people for art. I don't remember if they've been on.
Yeah. There will also be new Parazon mods, new weapons, and ephemera.
Sweet.
The ephemera were... The new ephemera were shown off and there are apparently two types: energy-based and orbiting objects-based.
Oh yeah, those were pretty cool actually.
I gotta be honest, like, I didn't like how in your face the energy skirt was.
Well,
it was
in
like,
the words of Austin Todd, you're always wrong.
are you drunk?
No, he just has to use that particular voice whenever it says the awesome Todd.
Evidently. Right. But I
still
don't know, like, well, what was your thoughts on it, Loz?
I like the
Regardless of
no, because, right? Oh, what was it? There was something, I think there was something they said about just before this that made me actually appreciate these ones over, didn't they say something about a seasonal one or something? There was something seasonal that they said, let's add that permanently, and I was just like, ugh.
Oh, the leper's headgear.
Yes, they were making mention of let's make that permanent or something, and I was just like, ugh. And then you see this, and you say it might be gaudy, it might be ostentatious, or maybe a bit too big. I don't know. We'll have to see how it works on Warframes and things. But yes, you see, that's why. It's like how I made that. I'm starting to mellow a bit, and I sort of have realizations and gives and takes. Like how with the Call of the Tempestari quest, I was like, I didn't like the quest at first, and I'm like, wait a minute, they made this in 3 months. That's pretty cool for 3 months, you know. I balance. I'm like, no, that's all right, you know, that's what I expect for a quest within that time frame. So I'm mellow, and that's the same for this. I'm like, yeah, it looks a bit gaudy and weird and flashy and probably rotating and a bit like, ooh, look at that. But it's not a storm cloud above people's heads now, is it?
Little snow flurries.
I don't know. I wonder if this is going to be just as bad as a snow cloud above.
No, but it's thematic. I don't mind. I don't mind if something. I don't remember if there's firecrackers, as long as the firecrackers are shooting off words like saying "Tenno scum" in Grenier over people's heads. At least that's in-game thematic. Unlike candy canes.
I'll totally give you candy canes and the rabbit ears and stuff like that. I think one of the problems I have that maybe you don't have with the cloud over the head is my eyes are always drawn to it, right? It's like, you know, you go to a supermarket, there's a yellow sign for a price, your eyes are instantly drawn to it.
Yeah, better eyes.
Yeah, I'm unfortunately I'm not from Naruto.
I don't know.
I don't play eyes.
Right. I think this is what will happen though. Is it'll get released and you'll see lots of people using it, and then 8 months down the road there'll be more ephemeras, and there'll be occasional 1 or 2 people doing it. Like, oh, and it will draw your eyes still, of course, and you'll be like, oh, that person's wearing the ephemera. Then you'll move on. Oh, that person's also wearing it. Then you move on.
To be fair, not all of them will choose absolutely eye-smarting colours either. So these are energy-based ones, so they'll probably choose darker colours to make them more aesthetic, and it won't look so eye-catching.
I did like the giant energy orb stuff, though.
The floaty, swirly things.
Yeah, I much prefer those.
I'm actually a little disappointed in those because they only orbit around the centre of mass. They don't actually orbit around anywhere else.
True, but they're not giant and massive, and the Gara one is just like, Jesus Christ, how many little crystals do you need? Have you seen the Gara one?
No, not in game.
It's like a double helix that's flying around you.
Double helix.
I'm just like, how many points do you need on this damn thing? Like, whereas the ones that they showed off only had like 3.
You will like the secret meme of this week then. Moving on.
Okay, fine. Right. Moving on. The Kuva Lich system is getting updates to keep it on par with the Sisters system. Oof, Sisters system. The Kuva Hex
Sister system. I don't know what I'm saying anymore.
What's up, Thalian? What did you say? I'm going to hear over Sister system.
They didn't go into anything as to what those updates would be. That's what disappointed me about that news.
I can appreciate that. But at the same time, it might be a case of they're still discovering it. Like, a lot of the finer detail, a lot of the polish is often the last thing to be worked on because you need to go over it and see what it's like first before you're like, oh no, this doesn't work. Anyway, the Kuva Hex visuals were previewed with this, but not a lot more was said. The new weapons coming with the updates were previewed. There is a new version of the Arcaplasmor, the Flux Rifle, and the Tetra. These all these are, along with the weapons that fold into briefcases and the unthemed new weapons including a sniper and a pistol that have not been named. I don't remember the pistol.
It wasn't actually directly mentioned, but it was there under PH something
Okay,
in the arsenal.
Okay. The new melee weapons coming with the update are going to be sold by DevStream in the relays, but information on how you actually buy the weapons will be released with the update. The new melee weapons were shown off, but none of the stats on them were final. How do you guys feel the fact that DevStream is going to be the one selling these weapons regardless of your relationship with?
I don't see a problem with it. We have a lot of vendors in the game, and we can't all have them all be friendly with us. Just have to be interested in business.
I despise it. Makes no sense.
Well, like, why couldn't we have it so that there's a discount if you're friends with the parent sequence? People are going to complain saying, oh yeah, but I don't get a discount and I'm not friends with them. Well, that's your choice to make. If they told us what in advance, with enough advanced warning, people could switch allegiances.
I think that kind of railroads people, though. If the people that don't want to spend as much things, wouldn't they just spend equally as much getting up to that level with the parent sequence?
I don't understand.
I think thematically it makes no sense, right? Because he's not main corpus. He's sort of like adjacent corpus, right? So we don't directly attack him. But then some people are his enemies. He literally sends kill teams after these people and not others. That's why his normal stack of things, which are like, oh, these are for my friends and not, the syndicate rewards for that faction, are available to their friends and not the ones he's sending kill teams afterwards. But then apart from this, is like, oh no, but these items I have a tax exempt on and I'm liable to sell them to you, and even though I hate you so much, I send robots that cost me money to come kill you. I'll let you buy these things from the store. Does that make sense?
Devil's advocate on that.
Okay.
No, it's not really thematic. I agree with you on that. But the relays are safe places for these factions.
Right. So put a vendor in for corpus.
If they don't like you, they're the private ones. With their specific to their faction. Those weapons, they can say no. Sorry, we're not going to sell those to you. But ones that aren't made by them, they're just vendors of. It's a way to get money out of people they hate.
Yeah, but why aren't you selling them for a premium?
Yeah, there is a good point on that. That is a good point. It would make thematic sense to have them sell for a premium or a discount.
Yeah.
In that sense, but it also kind of wouldn't as fairness over the course of the game.
Well, you could still do it by making it at least just a token element, or that when you go to that menu, the character, a voice dialogue line pops up that acknowledges the fact. There are ways of doing it, or just put a different vendor in. Why isn't it on Darvo? This is the thing. It depends, right? Are they going to expand this and use this system to make all the other ones sell the equivalent stuff, like the Steel Meridian selling the Grineer version bits and pieces, which they don't, because we've got liches, and Cephalon Suda selling stuff. No, we don't. We just have this one. They're like, where are we going to put the corpus weapons?
These aren't the lich weapons.
No, I know, but they're coming in the package with the lich stuff, which I'm sure there was Grineer stuff that came then, or there's other stuff. They don't put them on the syndicate vendor, do they? For on a general sale list. Why don't they just put this on Darvo? It would make perfect sense. Darvo's got a stock. Why not? Not Darvo. Yeah, Darvo. You put on Darvo. Why is it?
You have a daily Darvo deal and a standing stock rather than just his messing about.
And then there's no reason. Yeah, he's just his standing stock. These are things I was like, there was a bloody warehouse fire and I've got so many of these bloody blueprints and I'm like, I just can't get rid of them. Oh, well, Tenno, will you buy them from me?
Like, I'm not opposed to the whole expansion of other characters, like...
Oh, no, you go.
DevStream, like Darvo. But, it does. It just needs to remain
Should have been
thematic.
on Darvo. No, and the other reason it should be on Darvo is to give you more reasons for people to go see Darvo's daily deal. You know, I know that once you've got all the weapons, you won't go for that reason, but it is more reasons to go see Darvo. There is the Daily Deal. When was the last time either of you checked out the Daily Deal? Daily Deal!
I don't think I ever have.
Mm-hmm.
There's some good deals on there.
Last time there was a Nightwave to help Clem.
Yes, that's the main reason you go, is because Nightwave to help Clem. So let's put more weapons on there. He's Corpus. I just hate how they forget about things. Like, oh no, we have to put it on the Corpus Syndicate? Why? They're not Corpus.
But going back on that, like, again, I like the fact that they're going back to Ergo Glass because, you know, when was the last time we had anything to do with him? Nidus Quest?
But for the right reason, you know. When was the last time we had a reason to go see Darvo that was new? When they added Clem? In Clem's quest?
That's literally it.
Yeah.
Aside from
Darvo.
Aside from the opening quest of the game, Darvo himself has no real reason to be visited.
Yeah, they have done so little with Darvo since then.
Please help me here, guys, because like I can't really remember. I know there was an interaction between Darvo and Frodbeck, which is when you discover that Frodbeck is actually Darvo's father.
That was a timed quest, which doesn't exist anymore, I'm pretty sure.
You remember when it
was an event? I'm not sure which one it was.
Yeah, that was an event.
Was it something like the Proxy Rebellions or something?
No.
Or was it the original Ambulus?
Yeah, it's probably something more like that. The Ambulus release quest or something. I can't remember that. I'm sure someone will be able to find something from it.
Yes, it was. It was Ambulus Reborn. That was it. So I think that is more recent than Clem. But regardless,
the thing is, why haven't we? I'm still waiting for the for the Darvo versus Barracuda event. Where's that? That'd be so cool. Like, you know, bloody token master, which we have to give our tokens to, has basically supplanted him, like for point and purpose. Darvo was is old school. Where Darvo at? Put him on Darvo. Right, anyway, moving on.
Okay. I'm behind Loz on put them on Darvo, but I would like to see this whole.
But we want more stuff for Syndicate stuff as well. But this should be on Darvo. Yeah. Right, so moving on.
Right, what was the one I just read out? Oh, the Ergo Glass. Sisters of Palvas are obtained by using the Zenith Granum Crown to enter the Granum Void.
We like using content.
No matter what tier of reward you get from the Granum Void, as long as you get a reward, will then cause a spawn of a sister candidate when you return to the main mission. Sorry.
Okay.
You farm Requiem Murmurs for the sister by defeating their mech hounds in the mission. Can I just say, I love the fact that the serving dish has gone and it actually looks decent.
I think it was placeholder.
Yeah, I didn't get that it was
all they've done really is put some more content around it to try and frame it. But
no, that serving dish though was absolutely massive.
Serving dish, yeah.
It
was wider than the shoulders.
Yeah.
I kind of liked it. It was a bit macabre, but I liked it.
Maybe alternate, but anyway, they will spawn much code.
Much less frequently.
No, less frequently. Sorry, I jumped the line. Much less frequently than Thrall's. What?
Story time with Xeno.
But will give you much more progress towards Murmurs. Once you know the Requiem code, the sisters will flee to the relevant Corpus Proxima, where they will then be a dedicated Nemesis showdown node to take it on.
Nice.
I like that.
Yeah, I do like that. This is something I think I suggested, didn't I, on one of our talks? That the idea would be that you'd go and confront a Nemesis on an actual node.
Well, I know a lot of the player base has been requesting an actual node to fight the boss. Sorry,
that was how they kind of showed it for the Grineer Lich at TennoCon all those years ago.
Just updating it to what they originally showed us.
I mean, how did you guys? When is the earliest you can get a railjack? It's post sacrifice, isn't it?
Once you've got an Archwing.
So once you've got an Arcwing, you can get a Railjack.
Yep. You can buy one out of the thing if you've got an Arcwing. But you can,
no, I'm talking about.
You can, if you actually farm the quest in, I think it's after, it's one of the relays. No, not relays.
Junctions.
Junctions, I believe. It's a junction thing that pops up, and you can do that quest or another quest or both.
Okay. Because I remember when it Railjack first came out, you had to have done the sacrifice. So obviously they've removed that, which is fine. And the last thing I wanted was, hey, look, you can go fight a sister of Parvos. And then you get to the end thing, and it's like, oh, now you've got to go chase it in Railjack. What's Railjack? Ah, you see, little Timmy, that's something about 6 months down the line. Hold on to that, Sister of Parvos.
Oh, except you don't need to. You don't need to have your own Railjack to go confront one. You can join it from a public mission.
Oh, so does that mean that you're sharing the same? Oh God, yeah, they said, didn't they? Did you actually include that? I don't think you included that.
I think I missed. I did miss that in the notes. I'm actually a little bit excited for this. The idea that multiple people can actually join a mission to go and find their lich or their sister, and they actually spawn like mini bosses through the mission. So you can actually confront all 4 if you've got a team of 4 with the right requiems.
That's good, yeah, because then people can work together for that section as well, yeah.
Yeah. So there's no more of this. Whose lich is this one?
Yeah.
That was mine. I'll kill it. You know.
Okay, that's quite good. My question is, are we going to get this for my internal question is, are we going to get this for the Grenier Kuva liches at the same time?
They didn't say, but could be part of the updates to the lich system.
Seeing as it's seeing as it's pre-TennoCon, I would expect them to say something like, "Yes, wait to see how it's received by people, instead of just forcing the Grenier version change to it." And then I bet they'll go, "Right, yes, we'll change that at a later time, sometime after TennoCon." I bet. That's what I'm going to bet. That's where my money is put.
I can see that happening. Yeah, I can see that happening.
Yeah.
Right. Shall we move on?
No.
Cool. We'll just continue to sit here, look pretty. Yeah.
I'm good at that.
Just no, you're not. You got that weird VTuber skin thing on. You can't sit down. Where's your chair, Loz? Where's your chair? I can't see no chair.
Right here.
Show me a chair.
I'm with my handler's chair.
Take a seat down. Take a seat. Go on.
I don't know what. I moved it, and then something happened, and then I'm down in the chair.
I don't see no chair.
Chair? No.
I don't see no chair at all.
I'm sitting on, but I'm in that chair.
Space magic.
Did I break something? No, I broke. Yep. Anyway, let's move on.
Who was that? I don't know. Right, okay. So the plan is that this will come out at some point mid-July. I reckon it's going to be after the Dog Days event, which they also announced, didn't they?
But it's also, they're planning a simultaneous release, which is...
I'm wondering if, have to release an update for the Dog Days event to go live. Week.
And all the assets for PC will be on there.
Yeah. Anyway, new Warframe, Ureli's signature. Oh god, I just remember parts of the live stream. Ureli's signature weapon is a secondary with the theme Bubble Gun.
Bubble Gun.
The multiple concepts, the final concept, and the 3D model were shown off in sequence, so that we saw the whole process of development. Ureli's in-game model was revealed with a lot of focus on the idle animations. She was very cute and even draws heart shapes in the air with water. Most of the animations appear to be based around stereotypical Japanese idols with peace signs and energetic jumps and spins. It's so kawaii.
Kawaii?
I gotta be honest, I felt they went a little too far with some of the idle animations.
Yeah, but at the same time,
I can't even get those hand fingers.
It's the I do have to admire the dedication to it, because I'm looking at the little animations, like this, just like the start of them, and suddenly seeing those little heart shapes appear around the hands before, the major animation starts. So these little shapes,
like,
and everything.
When she's on a weird board thing, and then she sat on it, and then it falls down, and then yeah, she does the little like giggle. Like, I was fine up until the giggle. Like, they could have left the giggle out, and I've been happy with that. The giggle just takes it a bit too far for me. And likewise with the weird heart hand sign. If they didn't have the water ripple of the heart in the air, I would have been fine with it. Like, I could have stomached that, because it's an idle animation. You don't have to stand still nearly long. No, and it's a giant freaking, I don't know, maybe Loz and Xeno and maybe Thalion,
man,
are all dead inside, and we don't like cute things.
I'm definitely not dead inside. I'm really impressed. I like the dedication to how they actually worked so many of these stereotypes into the same little packs of idle animations. Everything from the Japanese stereotype of turning feet inwards because it's more modest for a lady when they walk and when they stand. That was there even on they did in the arsenal when she was holding a rifle, and she does the little turn around and then pops the leg up in a little pose. That the feet were turned in.
Oh
on
God!
And it's actually.
I think I commented during the actual stream. I was like, Jesus fucking Christ, what's wrong with her legs?
Yeah, no,
she was doing that.
Yeah, that's an actual trained-in thing to most Japanese idols. They have to,
it's a body posture thing.
Yeah.
Is it feet posturing, pointing out is a it's a area claiming action, whereas to turn in like that, it's reducing your overall style, because as you're moving outwards, it's tapering into a point, reducing overall, and it seems as more passive and more, I suppose, cute,
early,
but more submissive as well.
Yes, and you'll see that in all of the.
But I don't need that in my genetically modified, super-powered human killing genocide machine. Thank you.
Preaching to the choir on that one.
Okay.
At the same time, it's still impressive.
I will be happy with this if the narrative, if the quest was something like Ureli was sort of like the corpus idle warframe that was literally there to subdue the Solarians
through propaganda.
Yes, through propaganda. I would be 100% fine with that.
Yeah, I'm fine with that. Let's do that. It needs that darker edge to it. Yes.
No. She
was an idol, but she was kidnapped and turned into a warframe because of she had a that effect over them. Specifically because she was,
I wasn't going to go that far, but just let's add on that extra layer of Marmite Grimdark.
It doesn't link into her abilities. Then, if you want to go that far, it would then make sense to make her abilities that way. Anyway, let's move on. What's this warframe do, and why am I not going to learn about it like I learn about every other new warframe?
Actually, this one should be fairly easy enough to learn. The abilities seem fairly straightforward.
Passive. While moving, Ureli's secondary weapon gains more crit. That seems perfectly logical.
Well, it depends on the amount of crit we'll have to see.
Yeah, sea snares release several orbs into the air that each capture and damage an enemy over time. Snares will float in place if no enemy is in range and activate like a mine once an enemy approaches.
I like the look of that one.
They look kind of OP as fuck.
Yeah,
but they're single target, remember?
Right. But you're throwing out like a fucking minefield full of them.
Minefield, let alone modding.
But that's on how much modding there is. Yeah.
Like, I'll just put on energy efficiency, and if there's nothing that, if there's nothing that actually increases the quantity, just energy efficiency, just throw them out, just keep throwing them out. Like solder or other abilities, let's minefield the whole place.
Doesn't Protea's one do that already?
What's a Protea?
Protea's one? Yeah, but those are just explosive mines.
No, they're not. These shrapnel mines are persistent fields of damage that cause staggers, and actually, the longer they're out, the more damage they deal, and they proc slash.
Still nothing compared to floating enemy in the air like this, as I expose my head ready for the easy, quick headshot, as I do not attack you, do not deal damage, and are free to just be stabbed in the face. Yeah, they look cool to me.
Point. But, yeah. Depends on how many you can get with modding.
Yes.
Just keep going.
And augments.
Just keep going. God, her second ability?
Nerulina.
I'm so glad you guys tried to say that instead of me. Right. This summons a living K drive that she can use in missions. It has a health bar and will absorb some of the damage you take as a way of damage mitigation. While on
Nerulina.
Yeah. Casting abilities will be more... What?
Melee. It's now the new name. Melee.
Okay, melee.
Nerulina.
Casting abilities will be more streamlined. Editor's note. Do you want to read that out loud? Because you're the one that...
couldn't see whether this just meant that she can move towards enemies faster or get in range of enemies, or if there's actually some kind of passive buff to her other abilities when she's on it.
I would guess maybe a passive range boost, because it's going to be hard if you're going, you'll easily go, oh, cast it on there while moving backwards and you're out of range in 2 seconds. So range might be a useful.
That's a fair point.
Aquablades.
I'm just trying to think of her other abilities. Yeah, okay, fine. Aquablades. This is a damage roller that slices enemies with whirling water blades in a radius around your rally. I'm sorry.
I remember you saying about this one.
It's so 90s.
No. Right. What was my biggest hatred of
Ember?
Of Ember?
Why, I do believe, good dear sir, Mr. Xeno, I do believe it was the automatic and easiness of use for World on Fire.
Yeah. You would run around.
Didn't World on Fire have like a 30-meter range?
What? We don't know what the range on this is.
It looked like 10 feet.
Unmodded.
Right, well, even if it's 10 feet, right?
It's just on a K drive.
You've now included a K drive, right?
That's
to which she could go faster than bloody sun.
I wonder if the K drive speed is affected by like buffs from Vault.
Oh my god, could you just imagine?
Right, so yeah, Xeno's worried about that one.
I really want the K drive to be modded by actual K drive mods, because there's some fun ones in there.
Yeah, maybe K drive mods.
I imagine they will do that. Like they'll make the K drive kind of like an exalted weapon. And then Cyclone Strike, which I thought was kind of weird and interesting.
I didn't like this one.
Cast on a location, and the ability will grab enemies in range, pull them in, and launch them upward for a quick CC and damage.
No, okay, obviously you have to see to the damage. I don't know if maybe it's very high damage, but I remember them casting it and just being like, that's the ultimate? What? It seemed very impressive to me.
What this looked like to me is a mix of Oberon's Reckoning with Zephyr's whatever Zephyr does. I can't remember what her whirlwind things are called.
Tornadoes?
Tornadoes, yeah.
Tornado. Yeah, so it grabs enemies in range, pulls them in, deals damage, and shoots them upwards, which isn't actually all that bad a thing. Something I couldn't see, but from the way it was being cast, it looks like it doesn't actually cost 100 energy.
That's the thing. Maybe that's what's going on here, because maybe it's supposed to be like on the K drive, zipping around, like spamming this here, there, and everywhere. And actually thinking about it, because I think they did this as a change to Zephyr. When enemies die, they just ragdoll, and they're no longer affected by the push-up effect. I think on Zephyr they added that in. So if that's default on this, thinking about, I was watching the dev stream. If the cast was killing the mob, we wouldn't see the whoosh up effect in the CC, would we? Because they were just dead, So maybe that's why. We'll have to wait and see. Wait and see.
Yeah. Cool. There is no further news on the previously mentioned unique way of obtaining Ureli, although we're supposed to find out in the Wave Rider mini quest for the Vent Kids. The Vent Kids apparently idolize Ureli, probably because of the K-Drive ability.
I think that the lore is that they actually built their K-Drives mimicking Ureli.
Oh.
I think it was that way. I kind of like that because it explains why the Corpus don't utilize them for anything. Like, it's actually something the Vent Kids came up with, not that the Corpus mass produced these and they're stealing the bits. The Vent Kids themselves were like, oh, we want... Ureli's got this cool thing, we want that. So they built it themselves and like, okay, that actually fixes a big narrative plug hole in my brain.
It also kind of ties in with the fact that they made her model smaller. So she's actually physically smaller than a lot of the other Warframes. I think that's actually a functional thing, so she can ride a K-Drive through small spaces, so she doesn't become too big when she's on it. But by being a small Warframe, riding a K-Drive, small children want to ride K-Drives.
Yeah. No, that
kind of
makes sense.
Yeah.
I'm interested in Ureli, especially because of the CC side of things. But I'll be honest, the whole K-Drive and World on Fire potential has me a little concerned that, you know, all we're going to see in early game Warframe is Ureli flying around, you know, and then new players are going to be like, why is everything dead? Oh, you got a Ureli, it's fine.
No, yeah, it'll just be how to carry your friends through early missions very easily. You know, max range early, right? Spawn in with friend, jump on K-Drive, vanish. Everything's dead. Yep, everything's dead. Always has been.
The second you said that, I'm just envisioning the whole astronaut gun thing.
Yes,
always has been.
Always has been.
Okay. Should we move on to the next bit?
One more thing to note is that Pablo released a tweet about Ureli because people were worried about the K-Drive and how easy it is to fall off. So there's a couple of things that have been added. So she's more resistant at base to being knocked off her K-Drive. And when she does, there's no ragdoll. That was something that people were really worried about. Also, if you saw the in the DevStream, Rebecca was actually going over small objects without having to, without running into them like a first-person shooter would. So there's actually a little bit more tracking on what she can actually go over as well.
Oh, well, like stepping kind of thing.
Yep, steps, small railings, defense pods. No.
No. What I was trying to apply was that you can easily walk over steps. So in video games, you just automatically do it. But I assume that they've just increased the amount that she can naturally go over within the K-Drive.
That looks to be the case.
Right. Okay. Cool. Right. Should we move on to the Railjacks? The rank 10 for the command intrinsics has been revealed. This will give you elite crewmates. Crewmates will now get a trait that is associated with their best stat. For example, a crew member with high gunnery stat might get a bonus damage with a particular weapon, or a defender may get a trait that raises a personal shield if they're in trouble.
The thing that gets me is I remember when they started adding these crewmates thing, and I wish they put more forethought into them, so that it'd be so cool if you could level up your crewmen and work with them and upgrade them to this point. Maybe if they put in an item that you can use on your crewmen to give them one of these skills as well, because it does feel really weird that you're going to work you could get your K-Drive, your Railjack, you get your crew, and you get through missions, and you're doing things, swapping their stats, you've made it all the way to level 9, and sorry team, I'm going to replace you now with better people that I now have access to because I am the best captain in the world.
So, two thoughts jumped to my mind. So when you're talking about upgrading them, for some strange reason, I'm thinking like those gacha games where you have to get two of the same character and then merge them together, right? And then the second thing
Frank,
that jumped into my mind.
Eat Phil. Why? It'll make you stronger.
But the other thing is like, oh, you need a crew, so you gotta get this like elite crew sort of thing. So you make a crew, and then once you have brought the crew together, you manage to get into some secret K drive party or whatever, and then what's the job? That's the job. We got into the party. We're fine. So it's just taking the piss out of that Rick and Morty thing with the heists. Yep.
But that's basically what you do with the other crewmen. It's like you're doing all this stuff, and it's like, what was the point? Yep, to let me go get elite crewmen.
Yep.
Dearie me. Last point there.
Well, what the? No. I wanna get Thalian's feel. How do you feel about the elite crew?
I kind of like it, but I kind of don't. You're right. It does feel a little bit disloyal to your crew, with that you're just going to abandon them for these new elite ones.
Elite crew.
I'm also the kind of person that actually did stop by and to deliberately find new crew members quite regularly after the update, because some of them were fun and some of them were a little bit weird. And of course, I went for the weird ones, like the literal arbiter that I found. Arbiter Princeps, who is my absolute beast of an engineer. Yes. Oh, crikey, could you hear that background?
What is that?
That was a massive Harley Davidson, it sounded like.
Oh, wow.
Anyway, so my Arbiter Princeps, he's an engineer, so he'll just go calmly fix a ship, but if I get boarders, he's got his defender stat is almost as high as his engineer stat.
Wow.
So he's a breaker of boarding parties. I just gave him a Brammer and he's quite happy.
And now all you're going to do is give him his pink slip.
Yeah, It seems like that. But then again, I might get a defender that when he gets in trouble, everybody gains health or something.
Yep.
It depends.
Yeah.
I think it's great that they're actually updating the 10 to something that's actually interesting and useful to make you go back and get more crewmates and see what's there.
Yeah, but it'd be nice to also add an option for an item.
But I tell you what, there is something I did think of, because on the way up the ranks, you gain the ability to give them points into something else. So it would be interesting to see where an elite crewman that you gained, you could then assign points, and maybe its skill would change.
Nah, I doubt it. That's the kind of cool, well, maybe interesting things like re-rolling them and things that I think it's just going to be flat. You buy them and they come with a special skill.
Well, yes, but they've got you still upgrade their points just same as you would with everything else.
Yeah, but I doubt that'll affect their skill. I think their skill's going to be fixed.
Could that be interesting as well? Maybe you'll have a gunnery officer that can raise personal shields or heal the crewmates when they get drop damage.
Well, I meant that if you're able to swap the skill by moving stats around, it will kind of gut the whole system, because you don't need to wait on cool things from the shop, like saying go back to check the stock for new ones, because you'll just get 4 or 3, and then just swap the stats till you have the skills you want on them.
I still think it would be rather interesting, because there's very few times when adding just 3 points will take you over the threshold of another stat.
Oh yeah, no, I'm fine with adding the points. I meant that you said about re-rolling a special skill, yeah?
Yeah, but if it's re-rolling, it's still RNG, isn't it?
But then some people might not want it, because they're like, oh, I can't add stats to it now, because if I do, it'll change the skill. Or it has a chance of changing the skill.
Make that skill the highest one.
No, I bought no. I bought it with X skill because it had it at the vendor. I then upgrade it because I can later, and oh no, it now no longer has the skill I wanted because I put stats in, which changed it in a way I didn't think I was gonna. People go mental.
I think that's an edge case, but you're right. You are right.
Oh, people will go mental. People love reasons to go mental. Oh yes. Anyway, Xeno's gone pretty quiet and needs to tell us about the 2 new mission types.
Yep, so 2 new mission types, right? Corpus Railjack will be getting an update to allow survival and spy missions. Yes, very much like I want this.
Oh, mate.
I don't understand how we can do spy missions after boarding an enemy ship like that. We've flown in. It's like, where are they? Where are the Tenno? Are they aboard? No. We can't see them. So one of our vaults just got accessed. Could that be the Tenno? No. There's a railjack out there.
They're clearly out there in that immobile railjack. That's exactly where they are. No one has boarded this ship. It's impossible to get into my perfect, secure ship.
If the ship...
Wait, the alarms are going off. The alarms are going off.
Clearly a bug.
Wait, no, they're not. No, they're not anymore. Who deactivated the alarms? Oh, Bob. Bob deactivated the alarms. You sure?
Bring me Bob here, but in a minute I want to have a word with him.
Found his head, Captain. Do you think that means Tenno are here?
No, clearly this is just a tragic workplace accident. Clearly it's all going wrong today. There's bugs with the alarm system, people losing their head. We're going to have to just sit here, stay careful, and wait out the day.
Anywho, with that amazing rendition of workplace safety in corporate spy missions. No, I do like the fact that we're getting this. I kind of wonder, when are we going to get the Grenier equivalent of in-mission or mid-mission stuff?
Yes.
You know, because we still haven't had that. Anyway, clan recruitment changes. The clan recruitment system is getting an update. A new system is going in that will allow clans to use ad spaces in the Maru's Bazaar for a contribution of resources. Players advertising their clan will be able to choose from a long list of categories such as new player friendly or event focused, so that their clan can be better advertised to other players. Players for a clan will be able to search for a clan based on this system. As long as the advert is up, ad space is as long as the advert is up. Ad space is limited, and your ad will only last a given amount of time before you have to rebuy ad space. This ad space only costs in-game resources, so there's no platinum purchases associated with it. The reason for having a pay Maru is that these systems can't explode by every clan advertising all at once.
Oh,
I can tell.
You read that one really badly.
Did I?
Yeah, can't.
The reason for having to pay Maru is so that these systems aren't exploded by every clan advertising all at once.
I don't know what I said, but imagine I said that instead.
Very good rendition.
Yes,
very good.
In remarkable impression of me.
Yeah, imagine I said that. Just like that. Exactly. Anyway, I quite like this, but at the same time, this is reminiscent to the guild problems that I face with another game called Xeno. Like, I don't know if stop it.
I'm just keeping you on track.
But I don't know, like, what. I can't think of a single game where the recruitment system was absolutely amazing. They all seem to fall into the same plot. It's like the same holes where, you know, it's either everyone's screaming in some form of chat, or, you know, the announcement thread or the announcement post or whatever. It just gets lost.
Yeah, we'll have to wait and see with this resource spending thing.
I think I asked Xeno on Arbiters, Loz, how long until primed ad space? I do like the concept, the idea that you actually have to buy it, so it doesn't automatically just advertise every clan at once, and every single clan has to then go in and update their stuff because it's automatically advertised, and you then have a massive pool of uncategorized clans. But I'm not so sure about the limited ad space permanently. They might want to expand that later.
Well, like, part of the problem I have with this is, if you've got to go to Maru to see this, are people actually going to use it?
They might more, because Maru's Bazaar is already a place people go to trade when they don't want to go to their clan dojo. or when they don't have one. So Maru's Bazaar, I've never gone there and found it unoccupied.
Yes, meaning that's what I was going to say. Yeah, that there are people there, and giving people more reasons to go there would only help.
Though that's true, I would say that Maru's Bazaar is mostly occupied by just players with their hand held up high trying to sell something.
Well, yeah. Well, the reason I was there.
So no. But my point is that if you're trying to say that, oh no, it's really busy because all these shops are open in this shopping mall, but is anyone actually buying anything?
I don't think they would still be there after all these literal years of having Maru's Bazaar if it wasn't working.
I think it's more like Maru's Bazaar opens up a ice cream store in the corner, and thus people who want ice cream will be able to go there for the ice cream store. Yes, they'll have to go through the rampant food court with everyone else holding their hands up for burgers, but now at least there's ice cream for sale, so hopefully there'll be more people there talking to each other about ice cream.
What I think they've missed, though, is that there's no actual incentive to go to Maru's Bazaar in the first place, beyond the idea that Maru has a trading thing there. There's no reason for weekly item, but that's never. Again, it's never explained. It's just there.
No, exactly. Yeah, I think it could also good for new players if they pointed them in that way. Like maybe make that part of a junction. Visit Maru's Bazaar.
I think the best course of action realistically is to view it. You can do it from inside your set, like the clan advert board or whatever. You can inside your set, but in order to set it, maybe you have to go to Maru's Bazaar.
Yeah.
But like, I just feel like there's a point of entry here. Yeah. So there's a point of friction that no one's going to go for. Like trading chat is still rampant with activity,
but
because people can't be bothered to deal with Maru's Bazaar.
Yeah, but I go to Maru's Bazaar and look at things and what people are holding up.
Recruiting chat is also completely unstatic, just like trade chat. It may be rampant in trade chat, but you have to repost your trades every minute and 30 seconds. Otherwise, it just scrolls on by and nobody sees it ever. So there is an element of, yes, this actually could be a good thing because you have, maybe a week or 2 weeks of people being able to see your clan.
But then the question comes in, how many clans can that person see? If the person can see all the clans that advertise, it's talking about hundreds of thousands.
That's why a search function and why the limited space.
We're going to have to see how it's limited space. Is it going to be like a bidding war or...
I will counter one thing from Xeno, which is the reason they haven't put it in the Lisette is because Maru's Bazaar is a dedicated server. So they can actually, they've actually got space that they can dedicate, as opposed to the potentially hundreds of thousands of people having to access something from the main service they connect to from the Lisette.
I'm with Xeno on the Lisette thing. I think it should even be in the escape menu while you're in the Lisette. Access it through there.
I just think that's why they've done it rather than
No,
the whole reason why it's behind with Maru is because they want to keep it behind the Warframe. Like there's no difference between keeping it behind Maru and then giving it to the player on the escape menu. In terms of server activity, it's exactly the same.
Mastery rank.
Personally, I think we're going to have to see how this is implemented, and I don't think there's much time speculating on it because they come up with some good ideas. Yeah, I think we should wait to see what they implement, and then we could, because I think this will be a topic itself in a later episode.
Yeah. Okay, cool. Let's move on. Extras. Modular Arcwing is still in progress and will be coming later. The Ghouls Saw will be coming with the next Plague Star event. Dog Days will return on June 7th to June 21st, so I think after June 21st is when we're going to see the Sisters of Parvos. The new reward this time will be the Socatron rifle skin for all rifles. The second, I'm gonna hold on. We're gonna. How do you feel about that, Loz? How do you feel about the ward pistol skin for the rifles?
I can't remember how it looks when it shoots. I think I would have actually preferred it to be its own weapon. At least it looks like a Grineer weapon. I can't remember what the shooting animation is like and how that's going to blend onto other weapons, because it has, normally you have to pump the weapon to get pressure to use it, so I don't know if you will just be able to shoot a weapon. I think it should blend in fine. It's not like a...
Yeah.
It doesn't... It's okay in game. You can imagine it shooting toxic bullets or something. I don't know.
If you've seen the other Universal skins, like the Oscar bundle, the rifle there, what that does, it gives... The firing animation and sounds are unique, but the stats don't change on the weapon.
Yes,
so
yeah.
You get same rate of fire as whatever you're using, just with a different effect.
The funny thing is, years and years and years ago, I mean, there's things in the game like the Manticore axe skin.
Oh god, yeah.
Oh yeah, the stat changing ones.
Yeah, the stat changing ones. And now the reason why they stopped doing those officially is what they said is they realized as well, if we're going to make a whole cool looking different skin, we could just give it stats and make it another weapon to sell rather than just putting it as a skin. So they just stopped doing those skins. That's why they were originally on the alerts. There was like a handful, I think like 3 or 4. And then they went, wait a minute, all this effort we're putting into this new model is just being a skin. Let's just put the effort in and then just turn it into a full weapon. So, and now they've gone back to it's like, no, you have an alert with a skin. Seems weird to me.
But this one doesn't change the stats.
Oh, exactly, yeah. I would prefer it to be actually its own gun.
Everything.
I think its own gun.
Yeah,
I think
right.
cool.
I agree completely. That definitely should have been its own gun. It would have been fun to actually have something that the reload animation was pumping it out like a Nerf or whatever.
Yeah, even if it was a bit of a weak gun, a bit of a joke, but it's not much. It's supposed to just be a bit of fun, It's like how we never got the ball. And
the Arcata.
Oh, yeah.
Because it just wouldn't work or whatever. It's like, come on, just fudge it, Scott. Fudge it.
No, we did get the skin for the Arcata, but we didn't actually get the ball weapon. Yeah. So you couldn't actually...
It would had some weird things with you'd lose the ball or whatever. We've got void magic. Just if we lose the ball, just make it magically return to us. I don't know. I think it would have been... That's things like that is why we Lunaro died. One of the reasons. Anyway, moving on.
Well, couldn't you fudge it like the glaive disc? The glaive disc always comes back to you, doesn't it?
Exactly, yeah.
So just the ball always comes back to you.
Yeah. That would have been
you
fun.
could even use similar stances, couldn't you?
Yeah. Okay, let's keep going. The MDRLOz will come with a new Syandana, which has been confirmed to release with the Sisters update. Doesn't like that Syandana.
There's a cool hole in the back of the character, and clearly that should be reflecting through the Syandana as if it's burnt a hole right through the back in the Syandana. Instead, the Syandana just covers it, as if they were made by 2 separate people. It's hilarious. Anyway, moving on.
They were made by 2 separate people, I'm sure.
I know, but with no connecting idea. Just make a Syandana.
A bonus video clip shown of the mocap for the new war is featured a lot of Jeff bullying Tim to get shots.
And Xeno exploited that massively with his own tweet.
I just want to give credit, right? The idea came from JJ24. He put a joke in on the Discord, and I thought, I can actually make this. So I actually downloaded the episode. It was hilarious because oh god, I'm gonna have to go through the whole episode just to find where it's... And I realized the screen capture that JJ had actually taken had the time in the actual stream on the actual screen. So I ended up jumping to that. So I clipped it, and yeah. That I don't know if this is me being really pessimistic or what. I kind of wish that they never mention the words "the new war." Oh, look at some cinematic stop motion footage that Jeff is recording, right? With Tim.
Yeah, because it does imply that the whole thing is being delayed by their access to the mocap studio.
That's fine, but my problem...
It's a very pessimistic view, but I'm half with you on it as well.
So, just to reiterate, my problem is purely personal, right? My problem is that I have been wanting the new war for freaking ever, as take a handful of Arbiter's episodes and you'll know that. My problem is that I am going to be unable to control my expectations. I'm going to want this to be my envisioning, my headcanon of what I want the new war to be like. And, you know, if I don't get it exactly like I want it or close enough, I'm just going to be disappointed. I kind of wish that they just surprised, but now I'm just going to think about it. Oh, what could it be? What could that, you know, so I'm going to, I don't want to dwell on. What?
Hey,
You
I've
sound
got
like
a way
a kid
to-
before Christmas.
I've got a
do.
way to set your mind at ease on that one. They said that that particular scene they showed
Wasn't
it
gonna
because
go
it
in.
wasn't going to get used.
Yes. No,
Right.
I get that, but at the same time, I still feel like this, like, oh no, you said new war. You said new. It's like when, God, what was it? People screaming about having Excalibur Umbra. You know, I want Excalibur. Where Excalibur? Do you know what I mean?
You developed
I
a
know
syndrome.
And it
Yes.
ruined a completely good quest about the Stalker.
Yeah. No, and I know this is a me problem. This is entirely a me problem. But anyway, are you guys happy to hear that the new war is still coming?
Yeah.
Yes, I am.
No,
Mostly,
yeah. You go, Thaden.
mostly because it has been something they promised. They've if they keep delivering on these things they promised they would, then it might have been a while, but they didn't lie to us. So many video game developers lie to us.
Just like EA.
Oh no, EA doesn't lie to you. They just tell you exactly what they're doing and pretend that you like it.
Actually, no. Who am I thinking of? I'm thinking Ubisoft. I'm thinking Activision. I'm thinking
CD Projekt Red.
I don't think that one's as bad as people make it out to be. Anyway, moving on. Nope, I read that one. Q&A session. Is there any chance that we could own something like a house in Warframe rather than floating around in space? The general consensus was dojos exist, but also that there is some stuff in the works, right? Scott, he's a legend. Like, I love the fact that
Yes.
he just basically turned around and said, like, but what about dojos?
Yes.
Yeah, dojos. What?
Yeah.
Sorry,
Dojos.
yeah, I'm totally with it on this. It's just like you already have the Lisette and the dojo to decorate however you want. You have living quarters down there. Oh, but we want a home. You're an interdimensional space wizard child ninja destroying calamity. But I want a home. Okay, the only way I would accept this is, as an example, comparing to World of Warcraft, when they did the Legion expansion, each class had a class hall, which had its own single player. Though you saw the people in it, it was like you were the leader of your of the paladins or of the warlocks or whatever. Yeah. And so you had your own storyline for that area. So if they do it, it would be like a Tenno focus hall, and it's to help plan certain Tenno, or you're going to have a group of Tenno or NPC Tenno for like fighting off the sentients.
Do it based on the focus school.
Yeah, the focus schools.
You got the six. Yeah.
But it would have a single player storyline, and it would also, you could decorate it because you would be the leader or whatever, but you'd see other NPC Tenno, but you could also decorate it how you want. That kind of thing I get behind. If it just give us a house, oh yeah, gotta give people houses. No, just no.
Oh, Genshin
Impact
Impact
did they? Have they? Oh, great.
Yeah, that's the only reason that
it,
something popped up, was because they've got player homes coming in there.
But they don't have Lisettes. They don't have dojo.
No, I'll tell you what, the only way I'd accept it is if we had a particular clear spot in the forests of Earth, and I got a tree house for my Zephyr.
Someone's been watching both free.
I recommended it to you. Of course I have been.
So did Lars. Anyway.
So good.
But no, but I need my home away from home.
It's my second home in the countryside.
In the countryside, on the country planet.
Side at side.
Anyway, we've already got 2 homes.
Yeah, dojos need more reasons to exist. I mean, do more things with dojos. Let people have personal rooms in dojos that they use a special elevator that sends you to your own personal area that you can do. It's like personal quarters on the dojo. Don't do housing unless there's a reason. Part of the problem with the dojos.
The biggest problem with the dojos is the simple fact that there's no reason to do. Like, there's no reason to go to the dojo, like, because you could do everything from the Lisette.
Yeah.
If there was an option to start in the dojo, I'd be much happier with that.
Yeah, same.
And
Exactly.
I would, God, I kind of wish that there was a way to sort of like modify the dojo, make it a lot smaller. Because, like, you know, okay, you've got the big ass huge room, but like, you don't need the mission room to be bigger than the biggest hall. Oh, actually, no, I'm quite sure if it's bigger than the biggest hall. But it's like, it is pretty damn big and spacious. The halls, like, they only have, what, at most 6 doors on them.
Yeah.
2 on, yeah, and like, can we get more? Can we have like 2 floors to a? It feels like the dojo tile system was designed to be, oh, let's make them absolutely massive and nothing else.
Yeah, massive expansive spaces for people just to fill with things. That's the thing. Yeah, until that gets a reason, I don't think people should have player houses. It's just like, you've got a dojo that needs a reason to exist still. Just go decorate your dojo some more. Go build. You could literally build a house in the dojo. There, you got your own house. What more functionality would you get if you just get to do it on Earth? The skybox,
actually
I
built
guess.
a tree house.
There you go.
Yeah. Anyway,
It's
let's
kind of
move on.
pretty.
It is kind of pretty. Right, moving on to the next one. Does the plan for Railjack mean that core Warframe will eventually be replaced?
I hate this.
Steve said that the equivalent of what didn't we didn't say that. Wait, what? Sorry. Steve said
the equivalent of we didn't say that.
Yeah. While Railjack is becoming more integrated with how we play the game, it isn't replacing the core Warframe.
This is the thing that gets me. It's like, yeah. Sorry, you guys.
I would have thought Corpus Railjack was a clear indication of no.
Exactly. Yeah. That the Railjack is becoming a functional way to give you more scenarios to play the core of Warframe.
Yeah. It's like, if anything, it's just a better packaging around the core.
Yeah.
I liken it to the Lisette itself. You know, we used to just load into the game and we'd be kneeling around the star chart. And now we have a Lisette we can walk around to do all the things that we can do from the escape menu, but just in person.
Yeah, exactly. That is a really good way of framing it, Alien. But that's exactly it. Yeah, in the olden days, you just had the menu, which did everything we've got. You know, there was the foundry, there was the missions, there was the lore section, there was all your inventory, there was the market. It was all in there, and that was the simple way of doing it. And the core has been preserved, but now there's a terminal for this, a terminal for that, and it expands the game. It makes it greater. And same thing for Railjack. I don't know if Steve was just trying to pander to people and be like, no, it's okay, it's fine, don't worry, your core Warframe isn't going anywhere. Because to be honest, I'm like, no, I wanted him to double down and say, look, Railjack's not going anywhere. Your core Warframe is fine. They're just going to integrate amazingly well. You wait and see. That's what I wanted him to say.
Yeah. Well, to be fair, I think that would open up a potential can of worms. Yeah. Oh, I just saw the void worm in the footage. In the background footage. Anyway, sorry. There
was a void worm?
You had... No. When you were flying around in the Railjack, there was a void worm. Yeah, by your window.
Oh, wow. I'm bad as a bat.
They do tend to fly in and out.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what, because you were doing vault runs earlier, Loz.
Yeah.
Do you know that one particular vault with the fin that looks like it actually has a window into the void?
No.
There's a gold filigree shape that pops up right in the middle of it that looks like a standing flag.
Really?
And in that flag, the window, it looks like a window into the void.
Oh.
But funny enough, it actually is, because occasionally one of the void worms will actually fly past on the other side.
Oh, wow.
Oh. I have no idea what you're referring to.
I'll link you to the video later.
Yeah. Right. Next question. Are there plans to use other classes of Railjack, such as Orokin class or Grineer class? The way that Railjack was built doesn't really support changing out an entire Railjack, but there may be the option to permanently steal other ships, like cruise ships. While there is a lot more coming, it isn't anything to do with the concept of being able to change out your entire Railjack for another model.
Yeah, no,
Good.
Yeah, no, I do. I see what people want because people want the flavor things. You could just give them a skin, give them an external skin that is like our Corpula and Grax, but for Railjack. You know, Grax
the Corpus.
Yeah. To give people that
and Grax and all those other ones. Yeah.
As for cruise ships in missions, I would like to see them do more. I would really like to see them do more. I don't know what. Maybe some of the mission objectives are you have to not, because the first thing it normally says is like approach the Corpus ship in the Corpus missions, you know, approach the Corpus pillar, and then it tells you what to do. Maybe it's the one, the objective is stay away from the Corpus pillar, and if you come too close, like a timer starts and you have to get away from it again, and you have to wait for a cruise ship to appear. You have to hijack the cruise ship and then get the cruise ship to go near the enemy ship by staying away from other ships for a bit, you know, like, and then it'll hack or something.
Like
something like that. And that's just off the top of my head. I'm not saying it's like, oh, stealth mission or whatever. Just something, like that to do something with cruise ships.
That could be how you do the spy missions. You have a cruise ship hijack first.
That would be cool. That would be so cool. That's the kind of thing.
The one thing that, again, I'll always say that I'm sad that it only exists in the War Within is that initial stealth bit with Arkwing, where you've got to hide from the scanners by being on the opposite. Yeah, that was excellent.
It was a good first idea, and some people might not have liked it, but it's like, right, so it needed to be worked on. We needed more game modes with bits like that, yeah.
I really feel that the new Corpus Railjack, the new stuff that they're doing with Railjack, could really accommodate the way that, you know, that works, that functions.
Yeah, even if it was just a side objective, so there's an asteroid and you have to use that method to get into the asteroid to disable some security field as a bonus objective. At least it'd be interesting in there and reused, you know. I don't know. You got one last point?
And one last point, and finally, something will be revealed at TennoCon. Something that rhymes with new blore.
More gore?
He's not subtle, is he, Steve?
No, again, like I just wish that don't get me wrong. Clearly, I really like everyone at D and things, but I just like, come on, surprise us. Just don't hint anything. Just like wham, there it is.
Yeah.
Boob floor.
Boob floor.
Yes, clearly
boob floor.
Anyway, right. So that's it for that topic. Does anyone have any final points that they want to discuss about the DevStream?
Really cool. I'm looking forward to TennoCon. Yeah, I think it'd be cool. The boob floor is going to be amazing.
You know, people are going to like turn up on the the TennoCon episode is our 400th episode.
Yeah.
We were like, hey, Loz, you promised us boob floor. Where's the boob floor?
Well, I too will be disappointed if D doesn't deliver on their boob. It's not my promising it. They're the one who said it rhymes with that.
Right.
Exactly.
Anyway. Right.
I do reckon that if we gave him a quick commission, Joey could render that for Loz to walk around on.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that this will no longer be on YouTube, but instead Pornhub. So let's not. Anyway, right. Well, that's it for this topic episode of 10 o'clock. Thank you very much, everyone, for listening. To listen to to listen to the full episode, please go into the link below, into the description below, where you'll find a link to the full episode. You'll also find the link to the full episode in the end slate for this. Loz reads all the comments, so feel free to comment away. You know, tell us your thoughts and feels of the dev stream, what you like to hear. Did you care particularly that they've hinted at new wall? Are you excited for it? If you want to catch the memes, the community shoutouts, and all of those shenanigans in the full episode, there are timestamps, so you can easily navigate your way to them by looking in the description of the full episode. I don't know. Oh, there's also giveaways and stuff. Yeah,
Yes,
you can find those. Right.
Don't forget to gently tickle that like button. It's a little bit sensitive, so do it gently.
I always forget to do that. Yeah. So like, comment, subscribe. That thing. Right. Do it. Right. Everyone say goodbye.
See you next time.
Loz is just gonna wave.
I'm just gonna wave. Bye bye.